Our digital marketing efforts really started with our own website. So kind of in the early days, especially in travel, travel was a forerunner to one of the success areas in getting people to book online. So purchase your product online. Travel was an early adopter. Relatively, the consumer was sort of ready to embrace, it was not hard to buy. I'm buying a seat on this flight and here's the price, and they actually saw a benefit because prior to being able to book online, you had to call on the phone. And there was always this, as great as our customer service is and our phone agents in assisting you with that, there was always this mystery of, well, maybe if I did this or did that, I could have gotten a better price, because you couldn't see what the agent could see. You couldn't see her screen. Well, the consumer was very much ready to morph into online, where they could get a one-page view and see everything that was available and choose and make their own choices. Well, if I leave on this day, I can kind of adjust my travel and get a better deal. So for Southwest, we already had a direct relationship with our customers via phone. We, versus the rest of the industry, had more of our customers calling us directly. So this is all kind of pre-internet. So when we morphed to online, those very same customers, we didn't need to retrain them to come to southwest.com. And there's sort of a funny aside, our 1-800 number is 1-800-I-FLY-SWA. When we first created Southwest, our website, which is now called southwest.com, the site URL was iflyswa.com. So we took what was already learned behavior, which was phone, migrated you to the web, and used the same marketing, sort of same brand ID. And then we had to sort of untrain a little bit. So today, if you still type in iflyswa.com, it'll redirect to southwest.com. So we took phone, you knew us on the phone, migrated us to the web, and in the early days of digital marketing, that's where it was happening. The sort of experience the brand in this new format, we used the same philosophy, which was very interesting back then. We wanted to invite you into our online home. So we had, again, where we sort of differentiated ourselves from the rest of the industry, and even the travel industry, the online travel wholesalers and all that, our sort of view on it was, this is your first experience with the brand. So we invited you in. We didn't have a booking widget of any kind on the homepage for years. We wanted to introduce you to the brand, meet us, and a lot of times we had the faces. It started with the faces of our employees. So much like you'd get welcomed onto a flight, we welcomed you onto the web, and then you tell us, where you want to go on page 2, so to speak. Well, people thought we were crazy. They're like, you could be making so much more money. We were like, okay, well, first we need to introduce you to the brand. This could be your first interaction. It was all about opening up the brand to new consumers and building that relationship from the first click, if you will. So it used to be first call, now it was, moving to first click. The other thing we did differently is we don't put, to this day, Southwest Airlines product, our airfares are not displayed on any of the websites. So we have we've continued that direct to customer relationship for the same reason. We considered the web that first relationship builder, and we didn't want your first interaction to be elsewhere and then not deal with the brand until you actually took the flight. To this day, there's people in the industry think that's crazy. Why wouldn't you want to mass distribute and get your product on as many shelves as possible? We've always thought that we are the best representation of our product from the beginning of the relationship, which is in these days online. 80% of our revenue comes through southwest.com. So to not want to be that first interaction with that kind of a universe and those kind of numbers, and then when they actually get to take the flight, they actually get to see all of our live representation and get to deal with the customer service on a one-on-one basis.